Fake Grand Order Babylonia animation staff comment on show's highlights so far. Director Toshifumi Akai, character designer Tomoaki Takase, episode 3 director Isao Hayashi, key animator Yusuke Kawakami weighing in. Fake Grand Order episode Demonic from Babylonia's director Toshifumi Akai, character designer and chief animation director Tomoaki Takase, episode 3 director Isao Hayashi, and key animator Yusuke Kawakami recently conducted an interview with New Type regarding the state of the TV anime. Each staff member emphasized that many animators on the show are young, and commented various standout aspects in the anime. Highlights from each of the interviews are below. Yusuke Kawakami. Kawakami is credited for drawing Mash's action set pace in episode 0. He said that he initially declined the offer to draw the scene because he felt like he didn't play to his strengths as an animator. However, he was able to construct a rough of the scene using Blender. The 3D software had drew the scene while staying true to the storyboards. When watching the action scene, viewers should be able to see the personality of the heroic spirit within Mash. It is different from Mash's own personality. Fake Order players would know the identity of the heroic spirit, but even anime-only viewers may be able to tell that it's a man's spirit. Kawakami was conscious of this as he drew the scene. Kawakami described Babylonia as the kind of anime when animator skill really matters. A lot of the action takes place in the desert, wasteland, and other open spaces during the daytime, so animators can fudge the details. Because a lot of animators are young, there's a sense that everyone's learning from each other. Since the show is so high profile, everybody feel like they need to step up their game. He reflected them among young animators about 1 to 2 years back. There was a trend in making action animation have a really fast tempo, like a music video, but nowadays there's some focus on the characters, so you can get a sense of who they are drawing the action animation. There's also a diversity in the approach. For example, some animators will use 3D animation like he did the visual how to take place like a 3-dimensional space before drawing in 2D. He hopes that he can mature further as an animator. He can even better experiencing character nuances during his drawings. Isao Hayashi. Hayashi drew the storyboards and directed episode 3. He was also specifically an action animation director on an episode. There are 2 previous anime which define Hayashi as an animator: Pretty the Mighty Decode, which is regarded as a birthplace for digital 2D animation Japanese anime, and The Idolmaster, where Hayashi was impressed by the feeling of teamwork. Other main staff members of Babylonia in episode 3, such as the animation director and assistant animation director, also worked with Hayashi on The Idolmaster. Episode 3 had a lot of young animators working on it in particular. For example, Naoki Miyajima animated the scene where Mash blocked Ishtar's initial beam attack, and Naoya Takahashi animated the scene where Gilgamesh crushes Ishtar's jewels. Hiroyuki Kobashi animated the scene where Masha spars with the soldiers. Hayashi sees himself as a person who consolidates the work of young animators. He said that around 70 to 80% of them are digital animators, and therefore want to draw on tablets rather than paper. He wants to improve his communication skills so they can absorb their skills. Tomoaki Takase. Takase is one of the character designers and chief animation directors. He shared the character design duties with the game's lead character designer Takashi Takeyoshi. First up, because the game has so many characters drawn by different artists with unique styles. Takeyoshi drew them all of his own style, which Takase used as a base for the anime character designs. The character designs of Fake Grand Order are so intricate that it makes the animators cry. Audrey was tempting to oversimplify them for ease of drawing. Doing so will have diluted the appeal of the characters, so only minor simplifications were made, such as Da Vinci not wearing the adornments on her right arm because she's inside Chaldea drawing the whole series. A character that Takase found interesting and challenging to draw was Enkidu, whose relative simplicity and design ironically made him difficult to draw. As the series goes on, the range of his expressions develops. Takase found himself making expressions Enkidu does in episode 5, as he was drawing them. Babylonia was an incredible amount of action scenes, the most Takase has ever made to handle in a single anime. He feels that only young animators who understand the current trends in animation will be able to make animation on this scale, and it constantly feels fresh and exciting to watch, and see them as an integral part of the show. Toshifumi Akai. Akai is a series director. He says that the preparation for the anime were assembled from an early stage and remarks that there are hardly any 2-core anime that are as blessed as Babylonia is in regards to the schedule. Of course, when it comes to 2-core anime, the second core is always an uphill battle for the animators, but there's plenty of fight still to go. A lot of care was taken with the series composition to ensure that everything appeal about the original story is captured in the anime. Since it's 2-core, they could strike a balance between action, comedy, drama, and introspective moments. Some characters to watch out for: Ritsuka, whom Akai tries to depict as a believed 16 to 17-year-old boy. For example, in episode 1, he falls in top Mash, but he doesn't blush because he's in life or death situation, but he does blush when he sees her wearing a casual outfit in episode 3. For her part, Mash is still discovering her emotions, that there's at times when she reacts poorly in impulse. Gilgamesh is also interesting because his caster form is a first of the series, and thus he's appealing in a completely new way. Akai is also a fan of Ishtar because although her outfit is so skimpy, she's not eroticized, and she comes across as gorgeous a replacement whenever she appears on screen. Besides drawing some things for the OP animation, Akai has sworn off doing key animation for the series and is trusting the character design work for Tomoaki Takase. He's trying to not take on too much for himself so that he can look over the series as a whole. He hopes that the anime can live out the vision of fans half of the game.